We're ready, let's do it. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, I'm Claire Louise Hay from BeHealing.com. Welcome to Psychic Cafe. It's a new week, it's Monday. How are we all doing? How was the weekend? Was it good? Mine was good. Very relaxing weekend for me. No party, just relaxation and work. So today I'm going to be doing some channeling for the collective, pulling cards out, doing my thing. Also doing mini reads as well, so if you're here live, you're not watching the replay. If you're watching the replay, come along live sometime. If you're watching the live, then check the pinned comment up top of the live chat for how to get one of those mini reads. It's by donation. There's a PayPal link in that pinned comment. You can also use Super Chat or Super Sticker if you really want to. I do prefer PayPal though. And if you've got a question for your higher self, put a capital Q at the start of your comment so I can find it amongst the comments. After you've done your thinking. Donation. I'm still waking up. I've been up for ages, in fact, but, well, since 5:30, so an hour and a half. I was just in a bit of a rush to get ready. Something's tickling me. Oh, we've got past lives. Interesting. I wonder if the guides are going to talk to us about our past lives today. In here, I mean. Maybe. I feel like I'm going to sneeze. No, all good. Anyone with me to this today? Yes, there's people coming in now. Okay. We've got mystery as well. Mystery past lives. How interesting. Mystery past lives. What is that all about? Should we do the Lenormand and find out? I like the way, now I've started using these Lenormand cards, I like the way that they do give a framework. They do give a really concise information about what they're going to go on about. And then the tarot definitely builds on that. There's a fly in the room. It flew in yesterday. Like, I opened the door a crack and it flew in. Like, so precisely. It's really annoying. I can't get it to go out. It flew in precisely through the crack of the door as soon as I opened it, but it can't fly out in the same manner. Thought the cat might get it or the geckos overnight, but they didn't. We're starting out with a book. Hello, Hope. How are you? Thank you, Patty. Starting out with a book. Doing things by the book or learning something. Probably learning something. What are we learning? Oh, about the heart, about emotional stuff. Emotional stuff. I had memories this weekend of kind of being told that there's something wrong with me when I was a kid because I was experiencing emotions. I mean, emotions other than anger. That was often expressed in my house. But if I would say form an emotional connection with somebody and feel sad when they were leaving, what's wrong with you, Claire? That it was that kind of what's wrong with you kind of thing. I'm like, oh, there's something wrong with me if I'm like that. And it's a line of questioning that I found that I asked myself a lot, even as an adult, thinking that there was something wrong with me if I had any kind of attachment is what it was, any kind of a positive attachment with somebody. What's wrong with me? As if you should be cold and heartless. Anyway, so yeah, I've been kind of thinking on that this weekend and memories of when I've kind of made myself wrong for what is completely normal emotions. In fact, good emotions. So, could be talking about something like that today. Happy Mondays. Remember the Happy Mondays. Hi, Jessica. Hi, Carrie. Didn't exercise. Well, I went for a walk on the beach yesterday morning, which was lovely. And then I had a croissant and a coffee. Yum. So good. But no exercise and waiting for this to clear up completely. Because it's only like in the morning, but I know not to exercise in the morning until it's gone completely. Anyway, whips. Yeah, learning about the heart and emotions, and whips is the card of the tripod's very wobbly. Hang on. It's wobbling all over the place. Let's pull this back a little. Let's try that. That's still okay. It might be a little less wobbly. Hey, Maria. Whips. Let me just read that whips out. It's about punishment. And so, I don't know. Has it been coming up for you? Emotional stuff? More Pisces. So, Pisces are the criers, right? Things going around. Repetition, routine, practice, punishment, arguments. Lessons, things that we've learned of the heart go around and around and around. So our parents teach us that. And then we kind of carry on in that manner until we wake up from it and question it. And around and around, says the whip. Then we've got fish, abundance. A key. Ooh, an abundance key. And loyalty. Abundance, key, and loyalty. Loyalty to ourselves, the key to it, to abundance. It's got something to do with this emotional stuff. We've got past lives and mystery out first as well. So, or is it our past life, like childhood, young adulthood, middle adulthood? Bouquets of love offer. A gift. Lilies. Oh, from past life love. This old love, this very deep, unconditional love. Wow. Ring. Really? Wow. Okay. So there we have a gift from a very deep connection. That's a spiritual love and commitment. Wow. Okay. So we're learning about matters of the heart, things going around and around and around and around and around, being passed around by people. Repetition. Abundance. The key to abundance is being loyal, probably to yourself. And a gift or love offer from a spiritual love, someone that holds that agape love, and some kind of commitment now. If we're reading it down, we've got lessons about abundance and gifts. Receiving. We've got key to our heart is this deep love, levels of love. Because in the English language, we only have one word for it, and it means so many different things. And one person can say it, and it means something so different than another person. This platonic love, this love that we have like for our parents, love that we have for our children, which is kind of similar. Then there's love that we have for our friends, which can be similar, but maybe not similar. And then there's love that we have for, excuse me, romantic partner. But there's romantic love, and there's lusty love, and there's an attachy kind of love, and there's what's the word? Not reminiscent, but there's like an idealized kind of love. Not the right word for it. Then we've got like an unconditional love, and we've got like a deep spiritual love. There's different levels, right? There's emotional love. I don't know, what do you guys think? There should be so many words for it because we're not talking about the same thing. And some of it, I would argue, isn't even love anyway. Some of it is and some of it isn't. Some of it's more like than love, I would say. You know, like the sexual, the attraction and the sexual stuff. That's more, it's a different thing. So, anyway, the key to our heart is the deep spiritual love. Let me read the lily love out because it's pretty. Lilies. And lilies white, prepared to touch the whitest thought, nor soil it much, of dreamer turned to lover. Dreamer, yeah, that dreamy kind of love. That's the idealized one that I was talking about. It's kind of romantic. So we can be around people, can't they? And they can say that we love us. But what kind of love? What are they talking about? It can mean something completely different than we'd make it mean. And if we're feeling a certain kind of love for that person, we can take it that way. It's like a few weeks ago, the night that I caught COVID, a friend of mine just out of the blue said, "You know, I've got a girlfriend, Claire." I said, "Have you?" I said, "I think you've met her." I'm like, "I don't know, I'm not sure." He said, "Have you met my girlfriend?" I don't know, have I? What are you saying this to me for? I'm not available. Oh, I didn't think you were available. Uh-huh. I'm not hitting on you. What are you talking about? But people take it the wrong way. I was just being friendly. He's my friend. Anyway. And the stately lilies stand, fair in the silvery light, like saintly vassals pale in prayer. Their pure breath sanctifies the air, and its fragrance fills the night. Julius C. Ardor said. The simple elegance of this white flower indicates peace and harmony and a kind of purity and innocence. Yet, at the same time, there's a certain sensual beauty found in the lily. The flower is associated with mature sexual intimacy and a kind of passion shared by long-term couples. The lily's card, yeah, there's that too. The lily's card implies traditional bonds, wisdom, and experience. Traditional bonds. It may relate to idea, status, or reputation passed on through heritage, legacies, and ancestry. The lily is also a symbol of virtue. Historically, it denotes something regal or holy. Wow. Well, it's talked about a few of the different loves there, hasn't it? So there's that. Key to our heart is that deep, mature love. Key to our heart, what does that even mean? Well, I would think it means what opens our heart naturally instead of us having to force it open. Instead of us having to push through our fears to open it up, what causes our hearts to open up naturally? It's easy. We just open up. It's that kind of love. Whips. Things going around and around and around. Loyalty. And commitment. Whips. Loyal heart of the dog. And commitment. Whips. There's punishment for it. There's punishment for the loyalty and commitment. Punishment? Someone could be having a hard time. We're learning about the key to commitment. It's committing to ourselves. We've got a punishment or things going around and around, which is the key to gifts, to receiving. So we're talking about receiving today, and we're talking about the different kinds of love, and we're talking about past lives or things that we've learned, especially around emotions around our heart. Carrie, thanks for getting my private reading done so quick. Yeah, I did them within 48 hours. Spot on, made you tear in a good way. Oh, thank you so much. Hey, Patty. So, interesting cards, hey? Let's get into it. Oh. Oh, lovey-dovey this morning, which surprises me. Let's do some mini reads before I get going. Anyone want a mini read? I know Patty and Jessica do, because I got donations from those guys already. You got a question, Patty? Jessica, you got a question. High self-guidance for you. Oh, let's do Patty first. What's in store for me this year in regards to love? What's in store for Patty? Patty, you've got fulfillment and be supportive. Okay, so this year in love, you're going to be on your path to fulfillment, which is good. But this be supportive link here is kind of telling me that it might be up and down. It might be push pull. You might be meeting people that are very supportive or unsupportive. You might be questioning how much support you're willing to give someone else. You see, a problem that I see in relationships is, and this is reminding me of it, is too many women being codependent. Too many women, because it's a natural, I'm learning, it's a natural part of our hormones, is that our hormones get us to be that nurturing, motherly kind of thing. Love unconditionally, right? Our hormones push us to love unconditionally. If you think, why can't men do that? It's because they don't have the hormones to do that unless they drink a lot of soy milk and eat soy products, and which feminizes them and maybe makes them more like that. And some women like that. Some women like feminized, vegan kind of men who have a lot of soy because they become feminized. Traumatized women like feminized men. Anyway, that's an aside. I'm not saying that about you. But it's actually in our hormones to be like that, to be mothering. Trouble is, if we do it in romantic relationships, it really messes the guys up. And haven't we seen that? You get a guy and they expect you to be the mum and do it all for them. And that does not make for good relationships. That's not being supportive. That's doing everything, right? And so I do feel like this year will be about you picking this apart of how much you're prepared to give. And the thing is, when we're being motherly like that, they don't respect us for it. We don't get the respect that we deserve. We don't get the love that we want in that. It's like a mother-child relationship, not a partnership relationship. Anyway, it's a key to your fulfillment. And so I feel like you're going to be playing with these things this year in love. Maybe realizing and pulling back how much you're prepared to give in relationships. Because we're talking about adults, remember. They don't need mothering. In fact, I think unconditional love should stay out of relationships unless both are giving it. Unless you get to that stage of that maturity in a relationship where both are giving the unconditional love, it shouldn't be given by the woman. Boundary love. Oh, let me tell you what happened. Anyway, no, I'll tell you what happened after I finish with Patty. Knowing and guidance. So yeah, you're going to be guided through this. There's more balance to be found. When we find this balance in ourselves, what we're prepared to give, what we're not prepared to give, and we get really clear on that, then we can have better relationships. So you're going to be getting a lot of guidance about that. Intuition, guidance, inner knowing, inner guidance about that. I feel this practicing kind of thing, giving a bit and then pulling back and feeling how that feels and stuff like that. So very much a learning year in love for you. According to your guys. Jessica, high self-guidance for you. Anyone else want one? Hi, Karen. Jessica, listen and understanding. Okay, two different things, right? We can hear somebody, Do we understand where they're coming from? Or do we understand them at the level that we'd be coming from if we were to say what they said? Do we really hear someone? Not really, unless we put it back to them, as in, okay, you've told me that. To me, this means this. Is that what you meant by it? And they'll probably say, no. To me, it means this. There's a certain style of communication like that where we can put things in different words of how we take stuff. And if we repeat it back to them, someone, as long as they've got some kind of emotional intelligence to be able to just discuss things like this, someone should be able to ascertain whether it's actually what they meant or not and communicate that back. It feels like there's been cross wires here to me, Jessica. Either you've said something and someone's taking it the wrong way. That's what it is, right? We've got a word for it. Taking it the wrong way, a phrase for it. Someone's taken something the wrong way, or you've taken something the wrong way. Move away and meditate. Could have caused a bit of a clash. Back down from it. And if someone's picking at you, or if you're feeling like picking at someone else, or your mind keeps on going there, your higher self is saying move away from that. Try and clear your mind of it. It's not going to help going around in circles, because what you're making it mean isn't the same thing as what they're making it mean. Two different points of view. Two different points of view. Hello, Bublicon. Check the pinned comment up top for how to get the mini reads, Bublicon. So thanks for your donations, Jessica and Patty. Let's get to the tarot. This one first. Oh, I was going to tell you what happened. Okay, well, I had a dream on Friday night. And in the dream, it wasn't this place, but it was a place that had windows, big windows like that at the front that I was in. And there was a helicopter came hovering, very, very low, hovering, looking in, shining a light to see where I was. There were protectors, I don't know what reason for, but they were protecting me, army or police or something, I don't know. And then, so they looked in, saw that I was okay. I closed all the curtains and went to sleep in my dream. But for all of that protection, the baddies still got in, and they were stealing something from me. And it woke me up that they were stealing something from me. And so I went, because I go on the attack now. I'm no more shrinking violet anymore. And so I went for them. I'm like, you're not stealing that. And I started attacking. And then I woke up, and it was these poor flowers, the ones that were there, that was the robber. And I smashed those flowers to bits. My cards were everywhere. These shelves were all over the place. The vase was on my bed. So there was vase water all over the bed, and the flowers were obliterated. So poor flowers. I thought that they were were this person in my dream, and they got smashed from it. So I had a lot of soggy cards. All of these cards were really soggy. I had to dry those all out yesterday. I can get a bit involved in my dreams sometimes. So that was exciting. I was surprised, like once I realized I woke up properly and put the light on to see what the hell I'd done. I was just amazed at the state of the flowers. I'd been quite precise in it at destroying those flowers. Those robbers, they didn't stand a chance. Even in my sleep, I'd beat them up. You're welcome, Jessica. Okay, we've got the Two of Swords. There's something that we're not seeing here. There's something that we're not seeing. We haven't got clarity on it. Swords are all about thoughts, understanding. There's something that we're not seeing here. Well, tell us then, guides. Let us see it properly and see it clearly. There's confusion. What, about our hearts? The King of Pentacles, about stability, about what it is that we want in stability. So when I was young, I didn't know what the hell I was attracted to. I was pretty much fearful of, because of all of the abuse, I was pretty much fearful of every single person. And I was just in a constant state of fear looking back. Didn't realize this at the time, but I was scared of everyone. And so I didn't let myself feel what I was feeling. I was terrified all the time. And if I remember thinking about boys, I would not have a natural attraction, or couldn't feel a natural attraction to them. I'd been abused by a lot of boys since a very early age. And so I couldn't feel that. There was just fear there. So I went off the cues of my friends. If a friend was attracted to a boy, I thought, oh, that boy must be attractive. I'll be attracted to him. Like, I wouldn't get attracted to the same boys, but I would notice like who was attracted to who. I couldn't feel my own guidance. I couldn't feel my own attraction. So I was messed up as a kid like that. As an adult, I still had some of that going on. Still doing that at uni. Didn't know who to trust. It wasn't so much to trust, it was who to be attracted to. Anyway, it was a mess. I was a mess. And then as I was going through my healing stuff, then I got attracted to the feminized one. Then pretty much every guy that I got attracted to, there would be the very safe, soft ones. They would generally be gay. I would keep on getting attracted to guys, and they would be gay. And yeah, so I went through that phase until I had some really bad. Someone put a meme on Facebook saying that punks are nice people pretending to be bad, are good people pretending to be bad, and hippies are bad people pretending to be good. And I experienced a lot of that. Hippies, yeah, a lot of that. And so I kind of grew out of that phase and more got into this being able to feel what I feel. Like, the more I healed myself, the more I was able to feel what I feel and what my actual attraction was, which is quite different than I thought it was through all of that time. But then with that, on that progression of feeling more, then I had to bring myself back to this a little bit, the King of Pentacles, meaning stability. I don't want just the attraction, right? It's important, it needs to be there, but I want the stability too. So there's got to be this marriage of mind and heart. Not mind overriding everything out of fear, overriding attraction out of fear and choosing either someone you think is good on paper or whatever, or as I was doing, who other people that I trust were attracted to. Not that level of mind, but a level of mind of the who is stable, who is self-loving as well. You can notice that. Yeah, who's taking care of themselves, who's got that stability, along with the attraction, the genuine attraction. I've got it now. It's like what the Lenormand card said. It's like lessons of the heart. So there's something in this stability. I don't know. What were your guys? What was your progression of attraction and stuff? I mean, I had a really bad start. Like, I was sexually abused from a very early age by my brother and his friends. And it took away from me. It took the natural progression away from me. It was fear from the outset. Yeah, I had sleep paralysis for the first time this morning. I feel the spirit inside me. Trying to scream for my mum. Oh no, it's very scary. Yeah. As soon as you focused on your light protection, it went. Scary stuff, huh? I haven't had that. Sleep paralysis. My mum had it a couple of times. She was terrified by it. Four of Cups. So there's this feeling of feeling left out, like you haven't got it. Things that other people seem to find easy. I don't find easy. That's what I'm getting from this card. Makes you feel like an alien. Makes you feel like you're on the wrong planet, but it's not. See, the Norman card says that we learned it. It goes around and round and round and round. From people's past lives, and that Whips card, lessons going around and around and around. Parents' issues gets passed on to us. So there's this feeling of I know there's something out there forming. Four of Cups is like, there is one rainbow cup there, but she's focused on all the other three cups, like going, I don't get this. I don't get this life. I feel like I don't belong here. And how many people say that? And it's not because of some spiritual thing, like they're from a different planet, or they're from a whatever star seed, or the different, indigo child, or whatever names we want to put to it. It's not because of that. It's because of this place, and because of what people do to people, and what we teach people, and what we pick up from them is the lessons. We think it's a spiritual thing, but that's to explain it away, this feeling that we've got, that we don't have the pieces. And I think a lot of people are realizing that now, is that we're all messed up. There's been a lot of damage done to human beings emotionally. That has taken us away from our guidance. And it's not that we're different and everyone else has got it. I think there's very, very few that have got it, that have got that pure guidance, clean, emotional. I think there's very few. Clean, emotional stuff. That's why we heal ourselves, right? To clear out our emotional stuff so that we can get our guidance, so it can feel cleanly what we're actually feeling. Ooh, heavy one today. Every time I heard a spiritual person or a teacher or whatever talk about indigo or whatever, just all of those starry kind of stuff, that like those decks that I bought, I can't use them. It's because it's trying to have a spiritual, or it's like trying to have a spiritual excuse for something that is very real and very here. It's like what Maria just said. Could feel a spirit inside you. See, that's not what's happening really. What's happening really is just that function of sleep, There's so that our muscles can repair in sleep, we have a hormone that goes round that incapacitates us when we're sleeping, so that we don't beat flowers up. Right? So we don't act out on our dreams. Sometimes the body gets it wrong when we're waking up, and that hormone's still going round and we're incapacitated still. That's all that's happening now. Like, seriously, that's all that's happening. It's not a spirit inside you or whatever, and you've brought yourself to by calming yourself down, is what's happened there. There's stuff like that, you see, we can say, oh, they're possessed by a demon, and they're not. They've got epilepsy, It's stuff like that. There's this very real stuff. And I know when years ago, like in my 30s, when I was healing, I got way too much into the spiritual stuff and kind of negated the physical, practical stuff, science. And we do ourselves a disservice if we do that. So telling myself, no, my mind can control it all, my body and everything. No, we've got this physical body and we do need to follow the rules. I'm learning that now for sure. And if we do, we can really, really have a great life and feel very vibrant, and especially if we're in tune with our intuition as well. I was doing some research on quercetin, which I started taking because it's an antioxidant that's supposed to be very good for people like me, athletes, people that are doing a lot of exercise. And yeah, when I first heard about it from Thomas DeLauer, I'd follow his channel. He does a lot of science, sports stuff. As soon as he talked about it, I thought, yeah, I'll buy some of that. I bought some of it. I've been on it for about a week now. So I thought, I know, I'll do some research on that, a bit more research on that and see. And so I listened to all these doctors that were talking about it and the studies that they've done on it and everything. Yes, it's exactly the thing that will support me. And, well, that blew my mind. They said the arthritis that you get with old age when you get up in the morning and you're all kind of stiff. And I'm like, holy shit, I used to have that. My fingers would be like stiff and sticky in the morning. I've not felt that for like a year. Maybe not as long as a year. I'm like, oh yeah, I had that. Don't have it anymore. And that's because it's after the blood pressure thing. And I started eating perfectly, a lot of fruit and vegetables, just like 100% cleanly. And meat, fruit and vegetable. Hi, Peggy. Cool. Yeah, join our group. Peggy! Let's see. There you go, you're in. Anyone else wants to join our group on Facebook, you're very welcome to. So the physical is very real. Sometimes we try and explain things away with the spiritual stuff. So be careful of that. Page of Wands. I need to read this out of the book because Page of Wands, pages are hearing something. Wands is about action. Action that you can take. I don't know what it's pertaining to. Let's get that book out. And I was listening to David Sinclair yesterday as well, a few of his podcasts, into the anti-aging stuff. It's very interesting to me. Well, it's interesting to me to continue to be in peak. In fact, I'm more peaky now than I've ever been. I feel better now than I've ever been. Well, not right now because I've lost my fitness because of the COVID thing, but generally, apart from that, I'm the fittest that I've ever been and feel really good. My body's really good and it's strong and I don't have a lot of the weaknesses that I've had before. I feel that. I can feel it. I'm very tuned into my body. Anyway, Page of Wands, I'm getting from this that we're hearing something about something that we can do. Like that, like when I heard about quercetin and I thought, or however you say it, I thought, I'm going to take that. It's the pigment from fruits and veggies, yellow capsicum, berries. It's that one. But you take it in capsule form like turmeric kind of a thing. It looks like turmeric. I'll show you. And this is how my intuition works, right? Is I'll hear about something. I'm always learning. I'm always like listening to YouTube videos on anti-aging. Not so much anti-aging. It's more longevity, health, sports, and stuff like that. And this quercetin. It says respiratory support and immune system on it. It's many things, but it's this bright yellow kind of powdery stuff in a capsule. That's what it is. Anyway, Page of Wands. So you might be hearing about something like that, but we were talking about things of the heart, so there might be different actions to take. An adventuresome explorer finds her way through the dense jungle. Oh, through the dense jungle. There's a lot of misinformation out there as well. You've got to be so careful about who you listen to, because there's so much bullshit out there. She holds a large magnifying glass to be able to discover the beauty surrounding her. So she's looking at things closely. Her magnified eye reveals how strong and focused she is. It shows that she's always open to inspiration and new ideas along the way. There you go, that's why I had to. So new ideas, there's going to be a new way of looking at something. It's about our emotions and maybe about something that we've explained away in a spiritual kind of way that we've just taken as truth. And then an aha is revealed from it going, oh, this is a pattern I've had that I learned and it's not absolute truth. And there's a new idea. She's blazing her own trail. It's discovery, it's exploration. Yeah. So why I'm talking about that, it's not a bad question. I don't know whether it's going to be good for you or not. I mean, it's good for every human being, but if you're eating a lot of fruit and veggies, you might not need extra. I recognize that I am definitely in the category of people that would probably need extra. And so I'm having them, but it could be something like that, something physical or something emotional that you hear about, and you'll get that, I get that hit. It's just like spirit taps me on the shoulder, like, pay attention to this one, Claire. It's like, oh, quercetin? Really? I don't buy everything that I hear. My God, if I did that, it'd be a bit crazy. I kind of did that with skincare at first. But just sometimes something stands out to me and I pay attention and it's like, I've got to listen to this. I've got to take this thing. So it could be something like that, something that pricks your ears up. You just intuitively, you got a hunch, pay attention to this one. Could be about the body. I don't feel like it is though. I feel like it's an emotional thing. I think that's what we're talking about. I think we're talking about the confusion that's inside of us. It's got something to do with choosing with our head and our heart. The King of Pentacles, stability of when we've been reaching for stability. Maybe ignoring our hearts and reaching for stability, or the other way around, trusting our hearts and our feelings over the stability, over having some sense about it. Yeah, because there's obviously a lot of people watching my channel that are like that, because that kind of stuff comes out a lot in the energy updates and in the figure card reads too, is that there's some people that are overly in their feelings, or not overly in the feelings, but with romantic attraction, will trust a feeling over hard evidence that's in front of them that someone's not for them, but they trust the feelings more. So you know how I was talking about levels of love? There's like romantic attraction. Some people are stuck at that level of love that's romantic. Fantasy. What was that word that the book said? It's like a fantasy attachment. It's almost like a Disney love because you've not been loved right. Something like that. That kind of an energy. That makes you feel different. It makes you feel different. It makes you feel like there's nobody of your type, nobody of your tribe, but it's not true. And I feel like you could be hearing something that unravels it for you. Maybe this. But there's some kind of a messenger. So if you are like me, one of the researchy kind of people, you like learning stuff, and you're watching a lot of YouTube videos, not just readings, or it could be readings too, but there could be a key of what someone says that will unlock this aha, that will reveal it, that it's a pattern, something you thought was spiritual, or something that you were explaining away as spiritual, or just a part of you, like a good part of you, or a spiritual part of you, or a wanted part of you, but it was leaving you on the outer, the Four of Cups, like as different than everyone else. And we're pretty much all messed up. We're not different than everyone else. And I feel like there's going to be a key that shows up. Communicated in some kind of a way to you. Our higher selves are always trying to get us to, especially when we're seeking healing and stuff like that, we're seeking to sort it out, or we're seeking for abundance, or we're seeking for a partner, or we're seeking for, this thing. Yeah, it's about our healing. It's about our healing. So there's going to be a key, some exploration kind of thing, something to explore that's going to heal you more. After you calm down, you actually felt privileged because it felt like a lost soul who needed to find the light. Oh, wow. I could hardly go to sleep last night because I was too excited about the upcoming fight nights. I'm going to start them again in 2 months' time. May. Or maybe around our birthdays, because my new business partner to be, his birthday is 3 days before, 3 days after. 3 days after me. Yeah, maybe we'll have it around our birthdays. Let's get more tarot out. Anyone want a mini read? Check the pinned comment up top. Get them in. I'll do another batch of them after we've done this, which is the As Above Book of Shadows Tarot. Let's get into this. I feel like we're going to see cards that we don't usually see. Because I was just trying to imagine what cards that they're going to show us to be with this. But here we've seen all of these cards. 5 of Water. She's the powerful one. She came out last week, didn't she? What's her name? She's the warrior. Water. What's Water? Anyone remember who she is? Bellona. She's Bellona. She's war. Highly dramatic situation with all parties involved feeling highly charged and restless. Communication is off. Relationships are faltering. It will take a cool head to navigate this situation. So it's something that's making you mad. Something that you're angry about. If you were to be honest with your feelings, that is. Because often we'll try and push anger down, pretending that it's something that we shouldn't feel, when it's something that we absolutely should feel. It shows that we're in a mismatch of energy. And then we've got the Wheel, Fortune. There it is. The Wheel of the Year. Changes in the air, the next logical step. Oh, yeah, it's a path, isn't it? Our healing path too, as well. It's very intricate and it takes years and years. And our higher selves laid out in front of us. But this is the next step along it. Changes in the air, the next logical step to healing. He's a bit hunky. Hunky tourist outside. Attuning to the cycles of divine. You know what I'm getting from this as well? It's like a divine timing. For some of you, we can't know too much too soon about our emotional selves because it would be too much to deal with. Like, it has to unfold slowly for us to get to that place of wisdom and calmness or being able to deal with it. I noticed that. I mean, I had years of my life as a kid just gone. I didn't have any memories at all. I still hardly have any memories at all. But it's because of the extreme trauma. So it's taken away from our minds. If we can't deal with it, it's taken away from our minds. I remember I had a kinesiologist friend who used to come for swapsies with me. He was getting on neurotherapy, and he was just giving me random therapies that he knew. And he was doing kinesiology with me. I was trying to get to the bottom of my childhood stuff. Holy crap. He had his work cut out for him. He was actually distraught at the end of it because he was doing muscle testing on me. He wanted to find out. Well, he kept on asking me this, doing the muscle questions. He was going back and back and back and back to like the source of the trauma. And then he got back to like younger years. And he was asking me these questions. I said, I don't know. I've got complete memory gap there. I can't remember those years at all. So I wasn't at the point of I hadn't remembered a lot of the trauma by then. It was just completely gone. So I couldn't answer his questions. I'm like, I don't know. So he carried on muscle testing me and got like back to birth. And his questions were then things like, when did the hatred of my parents toward me start? And birth, no, still there, back, conception. Great. From conception, fantastic. So he was trying to take me to a place to heal the stuff that was nowhere near I was ready for. Nowhere near ready for it. The healing of that stuff, the memories of that stuff came back many years later when I'd done a lot of healing work around it. This phase after phase, this wheel of fortune, the cog keeps on turning. The whip, round and around and around and around. Like a spiral is our healing. And it takes time. It really does take time. Now, what I'm getting from this is that we're getting to these deep levels now of why our hearts are the way that they are, of what these patterns are. Not just the surface level stuff like my mum did that and so I did that, but really, really deep into it. And so it's the next logical healing step that's coming up, but the depth of it can be so much more based on all the healing stuff that you've done until now. And there's this new journey, a new path, like it seems like a new path. It seems like a new path. With more enjoyment. It's the seeds that create our future life. The seeds that create our future life. Okay, so we've been trying to create a life. You know how I was talking about attraction and that safety aspect of it? When we've been traumatized, we've been trying to create and manifest a safe life. But that's not really what we want. What we want is to heal from all the things that are causing us to want to plant those seeds of safety. To heal ourselves so that we can actually be here and be open to our actual guidance instead of trying to protect ourselves. There's something about relationships here too. This is really complicated. It's a good thing it's a Monday morning and I had a relaxing weekend. There's something about relationships here too, not just of how we're choosing them based on security or safety and all of that. Oh, I lost it then. There's something here about our heart's truest desires. I don't know how to put it into words. Let me see if I can get on that thought train again. We select the seeds to create our future life. The creation of the next incarnation is represented in this image by the use of light and dark energy. Right, so we've been selecting the seeds to create our future lives. In other words, we've been trying to manifest relationships and stuff based on the light and the dark. So what we like in people, what we don't like in people, what we like in people, what we are scared of in people, so we need to shield ourselves from that. And this is saying the next step is to move beyond that fear, the protection thing. Oh yeah, here it is. I've got it again. And once we can do that in ourselves, so we need to have done the healing thing and then empowering ourselves thing so that we've got really strong boundaries and all of that to be able to do this. We need to be safe first, right? In ourselves so that we can trust ourselves before we can open up to more. Our heart can naturally open up to more. Now I've lost it again. What the hell? So that's it. I've got it again. So wow. So we can protect ourselves, yeah? You know how we need to be holding the energy of something before we can get it from someone else? And we've got the divine feminine and we've got the divine masculine. And the divine feminine needs to be divine before we can have a divine masculine come in, right? And we think that the divine masculine is protecting the divine feminine, right? That protection can only happen once she has learned to protect herself and open up properly. So we've got this push-pull, runner-chaser, face-off kind of thing. Its roots, it's really much, much deeper than that. The masculine, we might think we're waiting for the masculine, but we're not. We're waiting for the feminine too. The feminine has to protect herself so much that she doesn't need that protection anymore. Protect herself so much that it's second nature to attack flowers. If you think, it's that kind of thing. It's second nature to protect yourself, so you don't have to think about it anymore. That when we get to that level of healing where it's we don't no longer need to be conscious of it anymore, thinking about it, wary of it, that kind of thing. Like, if you've experienced narcissistic relationships, you go through this phase of wanting to know all about it, learn all about it, hyper aware of it, seeing it in your friends and your family and people around you, all those traits, very, very vigilant about it so that you can protect yourself. And it's very cerebral kind of, it has to be, until it becomes second nature and you can spot a narcissist from a mile off and you don't even need to put it into words. You're just like, ugh, no, I'm not going anywhere near that person. And to like, no, straight away, to deflect them straight away, not give them any energy or just turn away. So that level of protection, self-protection, allows you to open up even more and be in the feminine. You know how the Lenormand cards are saying about receiving and abundance as well? Allows you to be open to receive, right? So as you're opening up to receive, because of the protection thing, the divine masculine is also sorting his stuff out. I don't know what that is. I'm not masculine. To step into that, to kind of be a protector, yes, but not because he's needed to be a protector. It's something to do with that anyway. As I said, I'm not a masculine, so I can't go into that because it's not in my experience. They could give it to me and I could kind of say it, but I wouldn't be feeling it. Not the same as the feminine stuff because it registers with me when they give me that stuff. Does that make sense? People can check out the pinned comment up top if you want a mini read. It tells you how to do it. It's by donation. There's a PayPal link in there for donations. You can use Super Chat or Super Sticker if you want. If you've got a question for your higher self, put a capital Q, just like Jessica did at the start of your comment there, after you've donated. So I'm not saying here that your divinity as divine feminine is all about empowerment. It kind of is. That's a stage though. I'm saying that it comes after that becomes second nature. The divinity comes after this warrior kind of energy, Queen of Swords kind of an energy, where you've been very mind switched on about having to protect yourself kind of thing. You don't have to be mind switched on about it anymore because it comes naturally. Then what? Then something else is revealed about emotional patterns that you've had. Then you can open up. That's it. Then you can open up to receiving. Then you can open up to more on that spiral of healing. Then there's this this page of wands. Then some information comes in about emotional stuff as you open up more. And there's like the next key to your learning about your emotional stuff for the richness of relationship, or richness of anything, of work, of any kind of relationships. It's all about relationships, isn't it? Even at work, it's all about relationships with other people, what we're doing for other people, what we're receiving from other people. So we're planting new seeds. The old seeds that were planted, or that we were trying to plant, especially when we're doing the law of attraction stuff, which is trying to control what it is that we are manifesting, rather than trusting it and just focusing on ourselves and our own development, which is a much better way than doing the law of attraction way. Because the law of attraction way is what we're trying to do generally when we've been traumatized, which the guys are saying everyone has. What we're trying to do is avoid the pain points, right? Avoid the dark. And look, I hurt my fingers with the fight with the flowers. Then we've got the Crone of Fire. Oh, she blows the flame out, doesn't she, the Crone of Fire? So the anger. She doesn't need to be angry anymore. She blows out the flame. There's a time and a season for everything. She's here to usher in the ending, the dying of the fire. So we start out really angry here, through all of these phases. And planting seeds to try and avoid it, but the new seeds that are planting aren't to avoid it anymore. And then the anger doesn't need to be ignored anymore. It's not there anymore. So this is a state of being able to feel it all. You don't need to be shielded from it anymore. Like the example that I was given with the kinesiologist. There was no way he was going to get to it. There was no way he was going to get to it because I wasn't ready. There's no way that my higher self would have let him get to the real information there. We can delve all we like, but he's not going to get to it. I was in no position to feel all of that stuff. Oh my God, if he'd have managed to, if it was even laws of the universe possible, which it isn't, for him to have done that, I would have been catatonic. I probably would have killed myself. No way I could have felt all of the things. It took years to go through that stuff. Years. And probably along the way is probably really important. Well, I remember it. So it's probably really important that he tried. And there was a bit of information there that, led me to more of it. If I think the stuff that I can feel now, it would have killed me years ago. I would have killed myself. There's no way I would have been able to deal with it. No way. But I can now, and it's not that bad. Anyway, Crone of Fire, she blows that flame out. The anger is no longer there anymore. Holy crap. That's good. The anger is no longer there anymore, so we don't need to plant seeds to protect ourselves anymore. We can just be open. The 3 of Earth and the 8 of Water. He's important too. I'm going forever. Ace of Fire there at the bottom of the deck, but it didn't come out. These 3 did. 3 of Earth. This is deep healing stuff. Plant life. 3 of Earth is a result of what can be done when different elements combine together. Working with others or part of a team will allow you to accomplish more, or even something entirely different than if you were to work alone. Cool. Can open up to people. Like I said, this is more than romantic relationships. Working as a team. It's coming back around again. I'm so excited for Fight Nights to start off again, especially as a joint business owner. So exciting. Oh, it's going to be so much fun. 8 of Water. Magic and transformation. 8 of Water is a time of powerful change. Your intent and decisions will have long-term ramifications that will shape the directions being determined at this time. Haven't we heard that so many times lately from my guides? Long-term ramifications. It's been repeated over and over for the last couple of months, especially. You have the power to create the transformation that you seek. Yes. And him, the 2 of Fire. I love these fire deities. Who is he? He's Mercury. Oh. He's got the healing staff thing, whatever you call that thing. I'll read them all out. The Roman god called Mercury was known for, among other things, delivering messages between gods, goddesses, and mortals. Astrologically, this Mercury deals with how we think and reason, as well as how we communicate, including writing, speaking, and listening. By extension, it also governs how we gather and process data. The excuse, oh, Mercury is in retrograde, is common amongst people who talk about astrology. When a planet is in retrograde, it appears to be moving backwards across the sky, rather like a tarot card being reversed. When Mercury is in retrograde, people are advised not to buy electronics, to back up the computers, to not sign contracts of any sort, to start anything new because communication is bound to be problematic. Instead, this retrograde energy is considered best for reviewing work already finished. Also, it's said that during Mercury retrograde, mistakes made in the past can come back to haunt us, or that we may hear from people we haven't heard from in a while. In addition to communication, Mercury also governs short journeys, siblings, co-workers, neighbours, agreements, peoples. The 2 of Fire represents the importance of communication. Either there's something that must be said or something that must be heard. The surrounding cards will help identify which way the communication needs to be flowing and with whom. 8 of Water. Communication, messages. Communication to us, with us. 8 of Water. What did I say? Time of powerful change. Long-term ramifications. So long-term talks. Shaping the future. Energy update today was about that. Or it was about an important, something needing to be said. Important communication. So it's about long-term stuff, important communication about the long-term stuff of what needs to change or, yep. Coming from a place of clarity. Emotional clarity. Jessica, I see a question from you, but as usual, PayPal isn't sending me emails. It does sometimes, it doesn't other times. Yes, I've got it. Thank you. Let's do Jessica. Someone new's recently appeared in my life. Am I being guided to go toward him now, or am I supposed to be where I've been this whole time? Tell us about this new one. Should she go to the new one now? Yes. Tell us about this new one. Patience and travel. New one suggests that you've got an old one. Is that the one that needs to travel to you, or you need to travel to them? Patience and travel. Tell us about this new one now. Oh. Appreciate self and staying safe. You're safe. You can keep yourself safe. To me, it feels like you're waiting for someone else here who is a distance away from you, something to do with travel. Or time travel. Not time travel, just someone who's not ready yet. There's another person involved in this. But in the meantime, this new person saying yes, get involved, but it's something about you appreciating yourself. It's something about you can make the choices, right? You can trust yourself to make those choices, and you're allowed to say no. You're allowed to take your power at any point, at any given point. You're allowed to walk away. We're not owing to anyone, right? Even if you get involved with a new person, you get what it is from them that you need, or a lesson, or whatever. No, I'm not saying like bad lessons or anything like that. It's okay to move away from that, and it's okay if the other person comes along going, I'm ready. It's okay for you to leave that new person behind and go to that old person. You can do whatever the hell you like. You're safe in that. Now, what makes you not feel safe in that? What makes you feel, because I'm getting this feeling of, what if I go with this new one? Shouldn't I be totally loyal and available to them and go all in? No, no. We don't need to do that at all. We don't need to give ourselves away. We're not owing to someone. If we are deciding to be in a relationship with them, we can cut it out whenever we want to. We can keep it at whatever level that we want to as well. We don't have to go all in. We don't have to commit to them. We don't have to offer it all. There's something about that. There's something about you can keep yourself safe, and you can call the shots, and you can make the decisions. You're not owing to someone just because you go there. What's that belief? I know I've had that belief before. I was given that belief. I mean, my dad pretty much told me that I can expect to be raped if I turn a guy on. I'm like, oh, that's too much responsibility. That's not my responsibility if they get turned on, and it's certainly not my responsibility if they can't control themselves. Like, that was very confusing to me as a girl, to be told. But you might have had stuff like that, you know. Jesus Christ. If I'm responsible for all the guys that I turn on, what the hell? Full-time job. Can't be responsible for anyone else, right? Their feelings are their feelings. Totally responsible for them themselves. Let's do the tarot again. Thanks, Jessica. Let's do the So Below deck, the Tarot of Miserable Ladies. Or Happy Ladies. What have we got? Let's focus on the pictures. Okay. Focus on the pictures, I was told. So the pictures are going to tell us a story here. Oh, because it's emotional. Okay. Let's pick the emotions out of these women. Is she happy? She's happy. She's quite calm. She's happy. She's getting the harvest. She's tending to her environment. She's doing her thing. She's picking her fruit. She's happy. Not actually been in a lot of relationships, just 2 husbands. Unconditional love thing. Well, that shows, doesn't it? You've not been in a lot of relationships, just 2 husbands. You're committed. Whoa. That is like you've only been in commitment. No wonder it's time for you to have something lighter and not commit to them. Wow. Yeah. So she's happy. She's looking a bit, what do you think of her emotional state there? She looks a little bit confused to me. Maybe there's a hint of excitement in it. Hi, Jamie. She's intrigued. She's looking for information, isn't she? Definitely, she's looking for information. She's intrigued. She wants to move forward. She's wanting the clues. So she's gone from happily picking the apples there. And she's like, well, I've got all the apples. There's got to be something more. I want some more fire to life. I'm intrigued. I want more. Yeah. That, in the energy update today, it was that calling forth the waves card, that I'm ready for a shake-up. I'm ready for more. She's ready for more. Oh, no. How are you, Jamie? Oh, then we got the lovers. She's like, I can do it by myself, but do I really want to? Then she's got someone with her, so that's what she's ready for more of, right? To have a partner. How the hell do we do it? And remaining in integrity at the same time. So I want that house, that one right there. Three of Pentacles. She's creating it. She's painting a picture of what it is that she wants. So she's happy doing her own thing there, picking her apples. Then she's a bit like, I want to manifest more than this. I want a lover. Like, shaking my world up, universe. Show me the way. Meet the ideal partner for you. I just got an email in that says that. Meet the ideal, get closer to the love of your life. She's painting the picture. She's doing the law of attraction stuff is what she's doing. Deciding what it is that she wants in that. From the new place that she's at, remember what the cards have said before, learning about the light and the dark, what it is that you like, what it is that you don't like. It's not as simple as that, is it? We don't need to plant those seeds and pick it out for our safety. We can just keep on focusing on ourselves and our own growth, and then the natural path is going to open up. But saying that, we need the balance of the heart and the head as well, not just got willy-nilly going out with anything that's in front of us that gets attracted to us, because we're not responsible for their feelings. And then she's like, damn it, I'm still here alone, about to burn my bed down, because I've got a lot of candles there. She's like, what? Or where the hell is he? Yeah, still alone now. Well, where the hell is he? Five of Swords. If I win him, all my bitches, they're going to be not happy. That is the, hey, I've got it. What am I losing out because of that? So there's some kind of a competition thing going on there that could be causing you to push away your abundance. That fear of standing out, the fear of getting what it is that you want, which will isolate you from other people, because it will. There's always something to give up. It's not going to isolate you from everybody. No. So then, High Priestess, so then she gets all mystical about it. Does she want to go there or not? So this suggests to me that there is still things that are holding us back from it. She's trying to create it, trying to choose it, but still alone now. Some competition, still some competition inside of her, or fear of competition outside of her, that's keeping it unknown, keeping it away. So there's still some blocks. Nine of Swords was upside down. Four of Pentacles too. Holding energy back because of fears and anxieties. So there's still some fear there. Two of Pentacles, things up in the air, not wanting to make a decision, not wanting to move forward. The Knight of Pentacles, slow as can be. Feminine slowing it down too because of fears. Yeah, still work for feminine to do here. What now? Emotional stuff. It's going to be different for everybody, hey? Anyone else want a mini read? Because I'm going to finish soon, I think. I could pull Starchild Tarot out as well, but I'm not sure how much more we're going to get from this. Because I feel like they've told us what they need to tell us about the emotional stuff and about finding it out for ourselves and getting to the point where we're either feeling the anger or we're able to put it out. It's just not there anymore. But we can't get there by ignoring the anger. There's something that makes us mad about our past. Maybe about family, maybe relationships. And while that stuff is still there, there's still stuff to heal, of course. It's not about ignoring that anger and pretending we don't have it. Saying, no, I don't have a jealous bone in my body, or no, I don't have an angry bone in my body. It's like, yeah, it's building, it's there inside of you, building and building and building. Healing. I'm just wondering what cards. These? Yeah. Okay, let's get some of these out, and then I'm being drawn to the, what do you call them? Magical Unknown, whatever they're called. Those round cards with the weirdest name in the world. New day. Change afoot. Integration. Integrating our lessons. So we are coming to some kind of an ending or some level up in the lessons or in our healing. Slow but steady. We're getting there. And healing energy. Yeah. We are getting there. You can stay over there. Yeah, it's all about our healing. Oh, what are they called, this deck? The mystical unknown archetypes or something like that? I don't know. There's more clues. The Starborn. You see, that's one of those things that I was talking about, that I'm different. But you're not Starborn. I mean, we all are. There's no difference there. We're not different because we're spiritual, magical beings. We're all here on the earth together in the same way. But that kind of spiritual thinking that I'm different, that those the kind of explanations that we've got, those spiritual explanations of ourselves that we've got, are keeping us away from our healing. It's like, no, you're in this human body, and we're all the same, and we're all one, and you, you, it can't be explained away like that. So there's a label or something like that that might be keeping us away from our healing. The empty room, there's nothing there. Nothing there for me. 9 of Wands, still not here. Still not here. Still alone. Dramatic. The bardo in between worlds, and we're not there yet. But we are transitioning. We are being taken by our higher selves from one world to another. Oh, Laura. Anima Mundi, we can manifest it. I want to keep going. Anima Mundi is we can manifest it. The creator, co-creator. We are co-creating it, okay. Like I said, we don't need to manifest it. We don't need to manifest it in the law of attraction way, because then we're more likely to try to avoid pain points. Whereas our higher self knows you can't avoid the pain points because you need the lessons. Like, you need the pain points there. You need to choose the pain points. So I'm going to pretend that this person doesn't have the pain points. So that you get into that relationship and you get pained so that you can see it, because it's all about your healing. But if you're all about your healing and you are... So it's like the difference between being proactive and being all about your growth and challenging yourself and all of that and looking for your healing, or trying to avoid that and just get into a nice relationship and create a nice relationship, and then you get into a relationship and you're like, this is it, this is the one, the cards say it's the one, and then you end up with one of those nasty lessons again. That's a tower moment. We can avoid tower moments by being proactive, so being about our healing. So it's already a co-creation. There's no avoiding it, because you're going to create it anyway. There is no way you can law of attraction around it. There's no way, because you're going to manifest it. There's no avoiding these lessons. There's no avoiding this healing. Does that make sense? So it doesn't matter how clear you are on it all, on what it is that you don't want, on how that looks, what narcissists are like, or whatever your triggers have been, until it's healed. The creator or your higher self or the universe is going to bring it back in. There's no way around it. You can either go through it like a tower moment, or... So this, to me, is saying, like, don't avoid relationship, don't avoid the challenges, don't avoid putting yourself out there in your work, don't avoid getting out there in your community, don't hide away, don't avoid it, because there is no avoiding it. It's going to manifest. Or be proactive about your healing, which you kind of are, because you're here. You're looking at me right now, or listening to me right now. And you've got the kiss. Is it going to be another lesson, or is it going to be good? Both. It's going to be both. There's always more. There's always a way to go from here. Yeah, double-edged sword. It's always a double-edged sword. It's always the light in the dark. It always will be. There is no relationship that's going to be the perfect one. But the lessons get easier and easier. And, oh God, here we've got a twin flame. The lessons get easier and easier. And God knows what the twin flame is going to give us. Oh, Lord. Okay. Twin flame. Still a double-edged sword. Laura, thanks for your donation. That took a long time to come through. I've just got the email then. Thanks, Maria. Laura, any direction regarding health? Oh, it kind of sucks not to do exercise. But just realized like the coughing and clearing of my throat just finished. So it's just the first couple of hours of my morning. But I do need to relax. Like I was talking to my friend yesterday, I saw her in the shop. I said, I don't know what it is. I just can't get my fitness back. And she said, yeah, a friend of hers said, like, say if you've had like a chesty cough or something like that, you train through it because it clears it out. If you like run long enough, you can cough it all up and it clears it out. But this is the opposite. This gets worse when you train. You don't clear it out with training, it gets worse. I'm like, so I said to her, now I think I just need to stop training, stop doing any aerobic or anaerobic kind of stuff, any kind of exercise that's cardio, which Muay Thai training is, as opposed to strength training. Like I can do my weights in here, it doesn't get me breathing. I mean, I breathe, but it's not any, I don't breathe more than I would breathe just sitting here right now. So I will do that, but not the cardio stuff. And she was like, I know. She said, I've watched you. I know, I know what you like training. And you've been so different this last week. Like a normal person instead of a fit person. It's bizarre. That's me. A lot to unpack, right, Jessica? I know. I hope I've explained it. I've explained it as best as I can at this point, and hopefully for us all individually, as we're going through stuff, we're like, oh yeah, you know what I mean? Can uncover it, or especially emotional stuff that will come up in the next few days, I think. Eye-opening, huh? What shall I call it, Carrie? Laura, anyway, Laura. Holding on to your cards. Oh, you got sex. Any direction regarding health? Completion and sex. What's that? Menopause. How old are you, Laura, 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 Laura? Completion and sex. Health. We could be talking menopause here. Are we? I don't know. But a completion of sex. Not that menopause is a completion of sex, but it's certainly makes it all different. It makes your hormones different, so you've got... It's certainly a time of female empowerment, isn't it? Because you lose that whole mushy estrogen that makes you love unconditionally. It's exactly right. There you go. Yeah, just be aware of that. The emotional implications around menopause. I don't know, people, like even the doctor said to me, oh, mood's up and down. It's like, no, that's just like, I used to have like mood swings when I was a teenager and in my early 20s with my period, but I don't have mood swings anymore. I mean, I didn't. Apart from that, it was, my mood swings was stress. It was the other stuff. It was it was like the healing stuff, you know what I mean? It doesn't cause mood swings, although it will in a lot of people, because a lot of people have got a lot of emotional stuff to unpack and they're not. But what it does changes emotionally, it does, for sure. I'm feeling it. I know it. I've only got the clarity now because of menopause. Croning. It's important, right? Anyway, what else about health? It's about menopause. Laura, are you drinking soy milk? No, love is face the situation. Well, and of course, it changes it changes you emotionally of what you'd put up with and what you wouldn't put up with around lovers, for sure. It changes us physically as well. There's the whole dry vag thing, which soy milk has sorted out for me, but desire is different. Yeah. I mean, it's all around relationships, these cards. So It's how it's affecting relationships for you, desires. So if you're having health, you're asking about health, right? And like I just said, this is complicated, isn't it? Because you can't over spiritualize the health thing because we've got bodies, right? And it's physical. But then there's some things like I said, I used to have like PMT, PMI. I wouldn't call it PMS. I'd call it PMT. In my early 20s, as a teenager in my early 20s, and it's because I was stressed. It's because I was stressed because I hadn't, found that stability in myself yet. So some of it is physical, some of it isn't. It's very complex situation to be faced, and we change so much, right? I can feel it. I know my guidance is different, and this is what I figured out as well with the YouTube channel. I'm like, why am I not getting like so many subscribers? It's because my demographic is older. That's what it is. And an older demographic can't use YouTube, aren't very good at picking these things up intuitively like the younger generation are. So anyone that's got a YouTube channel geared towards younger people are going to have a lot of subscribers. Some people still can't get as a subscriber and look for my videos on YouTube. They still work for Facebook. It's just that it's what it is. It is what it is. There needs to be a different algorithm for older demographic channels, I think. It's not just change the dynamic with your partner is what this is saying. There's something about the core of who you are. Who are we? Like, who are we? Who were we before the hormones as a teenager? Very different, right? And then is who we are when we're in our reproductive years as women who we really are? Is that our true nature? Or is it just like a parasite took over, trying to breed from us all of those years, making us feel different, like you feel different when you're pregnant? And is who we really are, who we are before those teenage years and then who we are after menopause? But there's something here about your health situation. Could be a reflection of the stuff that you're going through. Don't underestimate the effect of stress. It can exacerbate any physical stuff. It can bring physical stuff out that otherwise your body would handle. And what could be more stressful than menopause? We change. It's changed who we think we were. We think who we are is this reproductive woman, and we're not. What a way to look at it, hey? The world's needs from us to be mothers and stuff like that takes us over like a parasite for a while. It does, it changes who we are. I don't know about you, but when I was pregnant, like friends would say to me, "Oh God, Claire, I'm so worried. I think I'm pregnant." I said, "You're not pregnant. Because if you were pregnant, you wouldn't be worried. Because when you get pregnant, you have these hormones go through you, and you just like chill. If you're worried, you're not pregnant. If you're not worried, you're pregnant." It's like a parasite takes over you and gives you what it is you need so that you don't freak out and get other, because it knows. It's like nature knows. If we had the faculties that we've got as a crone post-menopause, there's no way we would like have that baby. So our physiology changes, especially around stress. Yeah, especially around stress. And it's a stressful time, menopause, because we're figuring ourselves out again. Give men a pause. So this seems to be suggesting, Lara, that it's you got a lot of stress around your relationship, and of course, relationship. It's about relationship with self. So focus on yourself right now. Maria, what's your next healing lesson? Be firmer and relaxed. This is about empowerment. Be firmer, relaxing that. It's about letting your guard down. It's about not being as fierce. It's about not being as combative, not being as closed down. It's about opening up a little bit more. That this is tricky, right? Because we learn empowerment and we take it too far. We always do that, right? We realize that we're out of balance this way, and we take empowerment too far, and then so we give it up and we get too open, and then we like that doesn't work. That I'm getting abused or whatever, and then we put our boundaries up, and eventually it gets easier and easier, and we don't go to the extremes as much. And so you're in a cycle now where it's time to ease up a little bit on the empowerment, on that strength, open up a little bit more, but not too much. Like, don't go too far with it, and try and get that balance if you can. You're on that journey right now. Overwhelming and listen. Oh, you've got someone to listen to here, and it's not going to be easy. In order to listen to them, to even approach them in the first place, for that communication, it's going to be overwhelming. You need to open up before you can do that. Not be so combative, not be so boundaried, hard, unyielding, closed. You got a conversation to have with someone. Right now you don't want to have it. Your barriers are up. Get the hell out of my life kind of thing. That's your next one. Anyone else want a mini? I'll just check PayPal because they're not coming through. Emails aren't coming through for a very long time. Ooh, 12112. No, Lara's the last one. Excellent. You're welcome. You're welcome, everybody. Thanks for coming along. I'm going to leave it there. That is a lot to unpack, isn't it? What the hell shall I call this show? I don't know. Any ideas? What shall I call this show? It's emotional healing. It just sounds so bland to what we've just heard, doesn't it? Oh, there's these. Hang on, everyone. I need to pick some of these out. Of course, yes, healing. I've got some tourists next door, children, I think. Haven't seen them yet. One of them was crying last night. Don't know what they did. Slammed a cupboard on their fingers or something like that. Creating cooperation. More gets accomplished when everyone has a role to play. Changing roles? New roles? What if we're not the unconditional nurturer, mother lover? What is our role then? As a partner? As a crone? Not just about love is this either. It's about working with people too, and we had that out, didn't we, before, somewhere? 3 of Earth, I think it was. I got this coming up. I think it's going to be huge. I always knew. I always knew I was going to have a gym. It's big for me. And I do love working with those guys. Encountering conflict. I don't choose sides, I take a stand. I don't choose sides, I take a stand. I don't agree with you. I'll listen to you, but I don't agree with you. I'll listen to you, but I don't agree with you. I form my own opinion, and it's probably different than both of yours. Sparkly nails. We need to come to our own conclusions about who we are and what it is that we want, and especially in conflicts too. Not taking sides, not agreeing with anyone, not taking our opinion from someone else, but coming up with our own now. We need to be our own people. Balancing the brain. I can be and do all at once. No, I can't. Balancing the brain, it's not about that, right? I can be everything, do everything then. This balancing the brain, it's not just the brain, right? It's balancing our lives. It's responding to ourselves. It's about getting more selfish in a way, knowing when to back down, knowing when we need our own space. No, that's not going to end either. That is not going to end. That's one of the sucky things about being a mummy, kind of being a mum or mother of the house kind of thing, is that we don't get any time for ourselves, like literally. No time for ourselves. Don't want that again, hey? Men get time for themselves. Women's downtime tends to be filled up with not downtime stuff at all, not stuff for ourselves. In that role. But we're creating new roles now, and we need to be balanced in that. In other words, getting into a relationship or a job or a business or anything like that, got to advocate for yourself, especially because most people are used to women being that unconditional love, nurturing mother kind of a thing. And so a lot is expected from women in business, in any kind of relationship. But it's going to be different. We need to find our own balance, create a new role, and stick with that. Not be available all the time. That might be what the problem is here, is happy by ourselves kind of thing, able to be balanced by ourselves, gives a relationship. Can I keep the self-love going? Can I keep having that balance that I can do so well now as a single person? Not if I'm with someone that expects me to be mum in that old role. So I can listen to them and what they want. I can listen to someone else and what they want, a friend or whatever, or me. And I can listen to you guys and what it is that you want, but I need to form my own opinion on that. Doing relationships in a different way. Oh, it's intriguing. Let's get one more out. All about balance. New balance. A new balance for ourselves. Integrating the ego. Everything is for me, not against me. Everything is for me, not against me. Less of the fight. The universe is trying to direct us to what it is that we really want. Everything is for us, not against us. What's this? Anyway, let's leave it at that. Thanks everyone for coming along. Let's do this all over again on Wednesday. Have a good one. What can I tell you? Not much. Get private readings if you like. Join our Facebook community. Yeah. Thanks everyone for your donations, your presents. Yeah, and we'll do this all over again. Check out my YouTube channel. I'll be doing a pick a card read. People seem to really like those past, present, future ones. So I might do another past, present, and future today. I don't know what in though. I have a different focus, but do that format, the past, present, future format, because it's it's popular. We'll see. I'm sure I'll know very soon what it is I'm going to do. Have a good one.